All right, and we are officially go. Unfortunately, the go live thing says great night again. We're shooting for the moon yet again. We're trying to see if I could go live streaming on both Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. And of course, the horse race is out. They are out of the gates. People are receiving the alerts. Everybody's scrambling to get their phone, and nobody knows who's going to be in front. But we have a four-time winner, and Dylan Thomas, I believe. We'll find out. His name's going to show up first because there's going to be a first comment. Because of course there has to be a first comment, and they're barreling around the sides. And one of these days, nobody's going to show up at all, and it's going to be Brian doing an announcer voice for an extremely long time. It'll be extremely ridiculous, but it'll be the stuff of the legends. It'll be on the record and out in the cloud, and there'll be no taking it back, and there's no end to the embarrassment Brian will feel, but nobody cares. And at this point, I'd like to believe that everybody's just hanging out, waiting to see whether or not maybe you guys are being quiet all on your own. Heard this, it says that we are live. But you know what? It says we are unlisted, so let me see if I could switch this to public. Wouldn't that be interesting? So meanwhile, I assume over here, actually before I flip to public over on YouTube, let me see if you guys are there in the Twitch chat. Let me go to prompter. Yep, there we go. Go to the camera hub. Yeah, there we go. For those, oh, there we go. You guys are there inside of the Twitch chat room. You guys just joining in the Twitch. I'm going live both on YouTube and on Twitch. And normally there's a rush on the YouTube side of things. Let's see if on the prompter you guys are showing up now. Can somebody chat? Let me do a little test over on the Twitch side of things. Okay, that's not showing up. So let me go to text and let me go back to chat beta. Twitch Night Attack. If I go plus, nope, that's only a Twitch channel. And, well, dog, got it. Hey, Mr. Avery, it's good to see you. So I guess we're certainly live on Twitch. I'll figure out why the camera hub is not participating. Let me give you a little glimpse of what I'm looking at here. So this one, if you take a look over here, this prompter, that's text selected. And then if I do chat beta, it should save it and have it. Maybe if I try killing this and bringing it back, it'll show me that. Oh, wait, this ADHD life. Where did you hear that? That also, do I know you under a different name, this ADHD life? Okay, so let me try stopping the Elgato camera hub, and then I'll start it up again. Yeah, let's quit this, and then, yes, I understand that quitting a thing quits it. Camera hub, Elgato camera hub. Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah, it's funny because yesterday we were just brainstorming upcoming episodes, and I had to tell anyone, okay, so in theory, now it's, let me try deleting Night Attack. Which channel? Found channel, add Night Attack 2. Yeah. Oh, okay, nope, now it says connected. Now it says online. So now, hey, there we go. Okay, so we have my secret back channel, and now I'll take us live over on the YouTube side of things. I guess for whatever reason I had it as unlisted, and now I'm gonna go public, and now I'm gonna hit done, and now I'm gonna hit save. And now we're off to the races. I'm hearing a little bit of clipping in my voice as I explain to everybody that we're going to upgrade the audio and all this stuff. We continue our quest to figure out how to do the Behringer X32 board. But we are 20 seconds into the alerts going out to everybody in the YouTubeverse. But the question, of course, is who's going to be first to the Rogues Gallery? And it's Dylan Theus! unbroken, unmitigated, unstoppable, unflappable, unshapeable, unquittable. The best, the biggest, the best in the land. Congratulations, Dylan Theus. Hello, Shaggy T-Dog. Hello, Rinko. Not bad. First, second, and third. You guys need to keep track of who's got the award. Dylan Theus is the Michael Phelps of showing up earliest. He's got the most gold medals. Sadly, Theus, you're probably going to end up losing an endorsement due to being accused of smoking pot somewhere. And right on cue, we got our first caller of the day. Hold on one second. There we go. Caller, you're on the air.
How was your birthday?
Oh my God. I got stuff to share. I don't know how inside. I don't know what's mine to share. So, you know that thing that sometimes happens when, well, I guess I'll just say the short version of it. Andrew Heaton did a really sweet thing. He knows that I know people, and he ran around and reached out to them and said, "Hey, Brian's turning 50. Do you want to record a message?" And it was just extraordinary. I'll find out what I could share, but it's like Teller sang me happy birthday, and Bill Oakley.
That is such an easy go-to. I've done that myself for people.
Well, nobody hates that, right? Like, nobody hates being invited.
Hates that. It's such an, because like when I worked for Drunk Food Cinema, I went around not being told to, and had other podcasters record hey, we're doing a 200th episode. Do you want to record a thing? Right.
Well, and that's the other thing, is because you're dealing with pros, like the pacing was incredible. Tom gave this whole talk about like, welcome to your 50s. It's going to be, you're going to get to go interesting places like this one. And then he stands up, and it turns out he reveals that he was sitting in the bathroom the whole time and flushes the toilet. Bill Oakley got dressed up in full chef's regalia, stood in front of his kitchen set and said, "Hey, once you're in your 50s, you got to pay attention to your diet. So I made you a cake." Dude went out and bought an eggplant and stuck a birthday candle in it and lit it. It was just extraordinary. The best was
Justin. There was definitely one from Justin, right?
Well, Justin was physically there. So this is all the people who couldn't make it, you know. So yeah, Tom Merritt and Bill Oakley was in there. Veronica Belmont reprised her role as Daphne, the gamer girl. And mixed in with all of them was, and of course it's Heaton there holding up his phone showing me the birthday message, and mixed in with all of them, it cuts to Heaton clearly in a snowy hellscape, aka Washington D.C., saying, and it is just like, "Hey Brian, I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. Listen, just so you know, there's some guy running around Austin pretending to be me. If you see him, make sure to hard cut."
I just want to point out, he didn't call me, and now I'm very offended.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, it was really great. It was really, really great. Well, cool. Here, let me get started with today's quest. But feel free to call back in.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
All right, cool. See. All right, there we go. So we're going to cancel that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to learn a number of things. We actually have a Modern Rogue shoot coming up. Today we have 2 episodes. We're going to start trying on for size, really, really tight, shorter episodes. Not quite full episodes, but episodes that like. Well, I guess I could tip it. We talked about the digital calipers thing, and how there wasn't enough time for Brant to really explain it in the most recent episode. So we're going to shoot Brant explains to Brian how digital calipers work, and that'll be fun. Over here on the desktop, let's go ahead and boop, boop, boop. You see that I busted out the reel-to-reel. That is because we're going to, actually, I don't want to tip what that is. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to see if we can DIY parts of the reel-to-reel, and we're going to test how well they work. So that'll be the episode that we're shooting, and I'll ask Brant whether or not he's interested in live streaming any of that. That's normally a patron-only benefit, but we're starting, now that we've built the infrastructure, where it's a lot easier for me to pop right in, go live, and directly interact with everyone. As you know, the rules are, I try to keep it simple. I try to not waste any of your time. Thank you very much, Daphne Games. Okay. I didn't see. Let's see. I see you. Oh, sorry. I'm doing that thing where I get distracted by the chat. Let me finish my points. Now that we have the infrastructure to go live more often, right now the story is about the setting up of the story, but eventually it's going to be kind of extended office hours, direct interaction, and you guys will get to watch me develop various projects going forward. I think you're going to like it a lot, but so I'm going to get less and less shy about showing stuff like this if you guys want to chip in to keep the live streams coming. Right now, that's just a direct link if you guys want to grab that. But and we'll eventually talk more about this, but I feel like you shouldn't harvest until you've already planted, and we're now 11. This is chapter 11 of me showing up, hopefully providing value, getting you on the inside, and not wasting your time. Eventually, I'd love it if all of this got edited down to be like, I don't know, a 6 to 8 hour definitive guide on how to set up a production studio, and along the way, how to build, maintain, grow, develop right content, and do a YouTube channel. I guess all of this kind of boils down to 20 years in, turning 50. Got to admit, I guess I know a few things that I want to share them with you guys. So one of the first things that we're going to do today, I guess I could turn this back up, is so things we've already done, things we've already unlocked, content blocks. Number one, we were able to set up 4 robot cameras on gimbals that can auto track your boy. And in fact, let me go ahead and turn on the auto tracking, because I rather like this thing. You want a sense of presence. You want to feel like we're all in the same room. We have demystified and started rebuilding the 4K vMix setup. And now we're at the place where we have a whole bunch of shots, including, we started building the Elgato Stream Deck ecosystem on here. We're figuring out what compromises that we can make. We learned the fundamentals of good lighting. We've already installed several of them. And for the very first time on Friday, we live streamed it on Twitch. I didn't know exactly what we were in store for because it was my birthday. And so I didn't live stream on YouTube as well, but that'll get fixed as well. Eventually all of that will be on YouTube as well. So you'll get to kind of persistently have a front row seat to watch all of the production unfold. But that was awesome because all I knew is how many characters we had, and I was able to configure all the mics, set them all up. I was able to just jazz the lighting, and everybody looked great. And within 5 minutes of the program starting, I had kind of a workflow in my mind of how to take 2 cameras and make them play as though they were many, many more. So I could cut to the... Are you fucking kidding me? There's a 3rd bird in here. All right. That was cute for a minute. I gotta text Bonnie. We get 1 hard freeze and all the birds move in. Texting Bonnie now. All caps. There is a 3rd bird. We need to stop incentivizing birds. Oh my God. Also, will you do me a favor? This is going to be a very sound-centric episode. Chapter, live stream. Bonnie just says, ha! So do me a favor, be on the lookout for any kind of clipping or any no-goes, because right now we have what we've had, but locally these monitors sometimes, if anything gets loud, it'll clip very unpleasantly, and I don't know if that's happening just here in these speakers or out there on the live stream. So please liberally pop in. Rinko, yeah, so we got a couple of like starlings here and again, and one of them snuck in and was probably living inside the house for a bit, and out of the corner of my eye, I thought I was losing my mind when I saw a little bit of motion. And then eventually we found a bird and we chased him out, and it was a whole big thing. Then a few days later, we found a bird, chased him out, it was a whole big thing. We figured it's the same bird coming back in. And then one time we knew the bird came in, but we couldn't find it to chase it out. So Bonnie put, I kid you not, a lifetime supply of bird seed. And that bird is just flying around. Look at it here. You know what? I'm going to keep this on. You guys, if you guys want to watch for bird sign, it'll be right here. In fact, here, let me just, welcome to a new show, Brian and the Bird. It's Birdtacular in the morning, all day, every day. Cooking the Races Badger and Drive Time Radio. Baking Gay in the mornings. It's 105.9. The Cat. 105.9. The Cat. All right. Oh, I have to talk over that, otherwise it'll get content I need. Okay, stop talking. There we go. All right, so here's where we're at. That bird is mocking me, Big Jim. You are not joking. So we're in a good spot on the robot cameras, and we know superior OBS bot solutions are coming, and that'll be when we have to spend some money. We're getting ready to do a bit of a fundraising for equipment thing. Brant is figuring out the next core camera that we're going to use for the polished content. And then meanwhile, the studio content, these are all $250, $300 webcams that are really good for what they are. For being just tiny webcams on sticks, they're extraordinary. But coming down the pipeline are roughly the same size, only they're going to pretty much look like DSLRs, at which point now we can take them out on sticks and just essentially record an entire Scandation episode out on the bar set, and with the narrowest of production pipelines. Story, pure story, straight from the moment it happens in beautiful highest fidelity straight to you guys. But all of that is visual stuff. All of that is lyrical, motion-based poetry, the ability to switch with my feet while my mouth and face are doing the talking and the communicating. The one thing that we've been weak on, and one of many things that we have been weak on, is my personal understanding of how to get excellent, rich, beautiful DJ sounding voices. I know certain things about mic technique. Forgive me, I'm going to do a plosive. Like, I know you shouldn't plosive right into the mic, and I know clipping when I hear it. Because of my time on the road, I had to learn about ground loop feedbacks. That's where if you don't have a grounded outlet, or if there's bad grounding in a venue because you're going from venue to venue to venue, that third plug on power outlet is the ground plug, and if you don't have it, you can get what's called a ground loop feedback, which is this 60 hertz buzz, the like when you're putting in a guitar to an amp, that's what you're hearing. Hello, Alfred, how are you? This ADHD Life asked the exact right question. Do I have a compressor running? No, because everything that we've done for high quality production, we've just recorded the raw and then post-processed it. But now, because I'm obsessed with that shortest pipeline possible, let's hold more in Brian's head and get more done. Now I'm realizing we definitely should have a compressor running. So, in a very Brian Brushwood way, had a conversation with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT assured me that there are many different ways to get deep, rich, high-quality compression that'll prevent clipping, that will work on a per microphone basis, that can add the big bottom effect, and all that stuff. So the question was, am I going to replace the Behringer X32? I don't want to. I could be talked into a very simple setup for the benefits of streaming, but this guy tops out at an insufficient number of inputs. So the best version of me would know enough about the audio stuff that this guy can live as part of the X32 ecosystem. Yeah, this ADHD life, that's a really good point. He says that we should have an Amazon affiliate list of all the equipment that we bought, and we could do that. Add that one to the list. Yeah, Rinko. Rinko asks if there are 2 chats. Yeah, for right now, what we've settled on for the moment. This is only for the moment. For the moment, we have it set up so that there's. Here, let me see if I can open up the other chat over here so I can see it. Actually, let me do this. There we go. Hey, hold on. I do this on this side. Oh. Go, that on that side, this on this side, and then I can open up 2 chats at once. I'm also, we talked about those neurons beginning to wire and so on. Get ready for double brines. We talked about those. There's double brines. Oh. Why did it get quiet? Did the song end? Nope, music. Yeah, the song ended. Ha! Okay, so now I have 2 chats up. But basically, the idea was a lot of time chat wants to talk among themselves. Other times chat wants to talk directly to Brian. If you want to talk amongst yourselves, that'll be the Rogues Gallery. So that, casuals, we're not going to call them randos, casuals can come in. And then hardcores, if you want to talk directly to Brian, you could be in the Twitch chat. That's twitch.tv/nightattack. Okay, so things I learned, and any of you guys feel free to guide me on this. You can prompt me from the insider chat. As I understand it, everything I want to do can be done and has been done in post-processing. However, what we want is all of that to happen before it ever even gets recorded. That would make it foolproof so that we can have a loud, boisterous round table discussion, and I don't need to worry about anybody writing the faders for all of those mics. I don't need any human listening to everything. And sorry, Alfred, I'm going to need you to not dominate this chat. So as I understand it, this can handle all of that stuff. And it can act in place of the Behringer X32, but we're going to set it up just at kind of base level to kind of be a go-in between my voice and the voice in the audience. So, $50 ancient. Oh my goodness. Some people want to believe me an old man. I maintain I am the world's youngest old man. I'm so spry and healthy for an old man. I'm telling you guys, I'm leaning in. I'm ready to. You guys thought the world's most interesting man was an ad campaign? No, it was a documentary. Just happened before I showed up. It is adorable to see comments from folks who think they know the Brian Brushwood story. And it's like, I don't know. Actually, no. This is too close to bragging for my preferences at the moment. TBD. All right. So we have yet another USB-C connector, getting dangerously short on these because USB-Cs, in theory, you could just add a hub, but that is far too precarious, far too lossy, and we already have too many spinning plates on gossamer thin strands of bamboo. So now power though, let me see if we can find a home for this. What? All right, let's have a little talk about ADD. Sometimes you just find stuff that past you figured out you're gonna need and is already taken care of. Here's a totally unused USB UPS. Let's find out what we can put her to use for. All right, so we're gonna temporarily lose. That's beautiful. Wait a minute. I think I'm remembering why this guy got out of rotation. It just beeped a lot. I'm holding a CyberPower UPS and it's 600 VA, and when I plug it in, it's just beeping repeatedly. It on the display, it says output is 120. It says cap and load, and it shows a picture of a plug on the display. What does this mean?
The beeping and display on your CyberPower UPS likely indicate that it's on battery mode or there's an issue. Output is 120 means the voltage output is normal, but the beeping could signal a battery issue, overload, or other alert. Check the manual for specific beeping patterns.
Yeah, I don't have a manual, so I'm gonna need you to walk me through what I can do. There's really only one button. It says mode here.
Sure, pressing the mode button typically cycles through different functions or settings. Try pressing and holding it for a few seconds. If that doesn't stop the beeping, you might need to check the battery connections or if there's an overload.
You know what? That did stop the beeping. It it looks like it just muted it because the power on thing is still flashing. It's just stopped beeping is all.
Great. If the beeping stopped but the power light is still flashing, it might mean there's still an issue, like a low battery or a fault. Check the battery connections and ensure the load isn't too high.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now there's nothing plugged into it. As I cycle through, here's what I see. The input, it says 120 pretty steadily, 120 volts. It dipped down to 119 for just a brief second. Output is steady at 120. Runtime, it says 82 minutes. I assume that's how much battery it has. Then when I click mode again, it says 0%. And then when I hit it again, it says battery capacity. It shows 4 bars and says 100%. And then after that, everything repeats.
It sounds like the UPS is functioning correctly in terms of power input and output. The beeping might have been a warning related to a previous issue or setting. If the battery capacity shows 100% and the load is 0, you're good to go.
Is there a way to factory reset this thing?
Yes, you can typically factory reset a CyberPower UPS by holding down the mode or power button for about 10 to 15 seconds until it beeps or restarts. If that doesn't work, refer to the manual or support for specific instructions.
Okay, well, the power on button is a switch, so I'm going to try holding down the mode button and turning on the power. Do you think that'll do anything?
It's possible. Holding the mode button while toggling the power switch could trigger a reset sequence. Give it a try and see if it changes anything. Confidence, 8 out of 10.
Nah, it's still just beeping away. Beep, beep, beeping. What does the little icon that shows a power outlet mean?
The power outlet icon generally indicates the UPS is supplying power to connected devices. If it's beeping continuously, it might signal an overload or a fault. Check for any overload conditions or battery issues. You might need to contact support if the issue persists. Confidence, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for nothing. Per the usual. Okay. Well, Yeah, if I remember correctly, this guy just started screaming once, and I took it out of rotation, but as a power splitting device, I assume it's fine. So, we're going to press pause on this adventure. And then we'll resume our regularly scheduled quest. Which, if you're just joining us, is to discover the intricacies of getting a proper compressor integrated with the X32 Behringer setup. Some of you guys remember these guys. This quest is still in progress. Oh, there we go. Here we go. All right, so it looks like we got all the inputs you would expect. Boy, this thing is really elementary. Sorry, it's very efficient. It's very capable. ICU, is your UGG a bit of despair? Or we don't like this particular brand? I can return it if we can go with. If you want to go with a different brand. I don't think this thing is providing power. Okay, good. This is neat. It's got a mounting screw on here, so we could, at the very least, that solves one of the questions I had, which was, like, in terms of real estate. So now I can mount it such that this guy can... All right, let me see if I could set up some cameras so that you guys can play along at home. All right. Well, exactly what it looks like. So let's try this. I'm going to assume if these guys are all inputs, I guess I expected an XLR output somewhere in here. Because I'm going to assume we're not supposed to take the headphones output. It is nice that this guy can record locally because that is a layer of redundancy that we've needed. Also, if you guys catch me like following an agonizingly incorrect thread, I'm certain you guys can self-organize and figure out how to eventually get to my phone to grab my attention. I guess I'll set it up with English. First, let me take this one. Nope, that doesn't really help, does it? There we go. Okay. Yep, I want English. Ah, yes, good old 2021. I like the, take it higher, higher, higher! 2025, sir. Good, it's got a clicky thing. Hey, I like this already. Today is 2 days after your boy's birthday. I don't know how I feel about oh, here we go. Wirehead says, hey folks, hope everyone's having a great day. Looks like you're having fun with the build out. Good. Rodecaster is an awesome bit of kit. That's fantastic. Oh, that is also helpful as well. If I glance over at the chat, if you guys tag me. So let's set today to 11:55. Seconds? Why would I set it to the second? He says while setting it to the second. My watch face doesn't have seconds. Oh, we'll just go to 6. Sure. Close enough. It's all. I'm gonna guess that all of this would fix itself if it was actually connected to the computer. But if I do this right, it's going to be a middleman, and I won't need it to connect to a computer because I don't want to overwhelm the streaming switching PC. And you know what? I'm going to go 24 hours. Sure. Get connected, why not? And if you'll excuse me. Connecting to mesh network, verifying, acquiring IP address, connecting, okay. Cool. So now what? Of course, it's time to firmware update. Oh, goodness. Gather round, children. Let me regale you with horrifying tales of the before times. Before the internet, when you could get a graphics card and you would, before even installing the graphics card, the first thing you would do would be to make a copy of the 5 1/4 inch floppy disk. Not those stiffy 3.5 inch discs, the 5 1/4 inch floppies. And you would put it someplace next to your most precious stash of pornography, because by God, if you lost those drivers, you were screwed. And now we live in an age where it's like, yo, where's your internet at? Great. I'm just going to firmware update myself real quick. Also, BT dubs, I'm just going to get better over time because the future is totally awesome. We're installing the 1.4.4 version. And I would love to know if anybody has a suggestion. All of these output buses, none of them are behaving so far in the red that it would justify this loud crackling clipping that I'm hearing from these monitors. But I don't know where to start teching that out. Oh my gosh. G. James Berrigan wins the game with a true old school 8-inch floppy. That's great. That is fantastic. Tom Higgins, there'll be a time for I don't think the cable management will be that bad. I can give you guys a little bit of a preview. But basically everything is plugged into a snake. I mean, you know, there are cables everywhere. But, I also, I think you guys noticed that I didn't expect this, but I've taken a few meetings, and every time I do, I find, like, instead of jotting stuff down on a bazillion note cards, it's astonishing how much it helps to be able to take notes, not just in a place where I can access them later. I can go back in time and find previous stuff. Like this is some show ideas we're working through. So as we're talking, I'm able to jot all these down, cementing them in my mind, and then they're also there for me to check later. And so I could just say live stream 01/19/25. Rodecaster. There are studies that indicate that when you take notes, it's not the quality of the notes. You don't even have to actually write anything down. It's the act of writing things down that deepens the connections in there. So that's all super helpful. Okay, this guy says the update is complete. Let's get started. Great. Sure. Let's try the default setup wizard, see what happens. Yo, we got headphones. Get ready. All right. Set all faders to unity. So basically this is, I assume, some kind of calibration scheme. Got it. And it says ensure all headphones are at the minimum level. Yep. We don't want to blast out our ears. Connect some headphones and tap next. You know what? I got some old headphones laying around. Let me grab those. adapter here, but I guess I will. Usually when that happens, future me gets frustrated because it can't find the thing. I don't know if these work. We're about to find out. Connect your headphones, tap next. Slowly increase the level until you can hear. You guys can't hear this, but I am rocking out to some default music that is playing. Unfortunately, this only works in one ear. So yeah, that's a comfortable level. Okay, so we can connect a whole bunch of different things. Let's try... Just realized I need a melodica. Forgot to bring a melodica. Do we have a... Actually, here, I'll have a melodica. We need one for today's episode. So now we're going to figure out whether or not we want to... I don't want to cut you guys out of the experience. Let me grab another mic on another XLR. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a whole thing when we start moving that snake around, setting up the new configuration. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Hey. So again, pretty soon I'll be able to share all this with you. Wires. So many wires! Plugging in, wire 1, 2, microphone 1. Okay, check. Input selection. Yep. It says guitar, I don't want guitar. I guess microphone. I see. Yep. I'll just say none. So we got one mic into one input. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. All right. Yep, I think it's good. That's as good as we'll get. All right, so I just have the one microphone in there. Sure, that's great. Yep, that's right. Wow, that is an underpowered processor here. Say a dynamic. Set the gain. Check, check, check. Hey, now I hear myself in my left ear because this is only working. Check! Okay. Speaking to the microphone one at the correct distance at a natural volume. This is about right. People tend to talk around here. Adjust the gain. You know what? I'm going to say this gain's just fine. Look at that. A helpful little QR code. We'll say, tap a preset below. Podcast Studio, sure. Bluetooth channel. Okay, we'll get into that. That'll be fun. Later. USB inputs. Got it. You could use a stereo input. Not gonna do any of that just yet. Channel assignment. That's all right. We just got one mic. So that's all we really want to see. Smart pads. We can do sound effects, mixer actions, and MIDI controls. We'll get there. That would be pretty useful if we could use MIDI controls. I think that plays nice with the Streamlabs, Elgato or Stream Deck ecosystem. Everything is saved as a show. And we'll just say one mic bri. What's the icon? You know what? We were all about the birds during this. So I'm going to remember this moment because the birds, when I see this bird, I'll be all like, man, these birds. Remember that time I talked about these birds? Okay, there we go. We got appropriate levels. And if I shout, look at that. It can't possibly peak at all. All right, so now we're going to hear the difference before and after. You guys are hearing me straight through this board. But what I want to do is I want to set the output on here. I wonder how I set the... I want an output of this to go to... all right, hold on. Let me get customer service on the line. All right. Yo, boss, I'm setting up this Rodecaster Pro 2, and all I really want to do is hear kind of an A/B test of differences with my current mic. I have an X32 board. How do I take an output from the Rodecaster Pro 2 and plug it in as an input in the X32?
To connect the Rodecaster Pro 2 to your X32, you can use a balanced TRS or XLR cable. Simply connect the main output of the Rodecaster to a line input on the X32.
Yeah, see, that's the funny part, is I don't see any obvious output. There's headphone output, but I don't see a main output on here.
The Rodecaster Pro 2 typically has a main stereo output that can be found on the back panel, usually labeled as main out or similar. These outputs are typically called TRS XLR connections. You can use these to connect to the X32's line inputs.
All right, so here's what I see. I see 4 XLR inputs, and those correspond to faders. I see 2. There's a little picture of an iPod there. 2 1/4-inch inputs. There's one left, one right, and those correspond to faders. Then I see 4 headphone outputs, which makes sense because this is often used for podcasts. And then that's it. I see USB hookups and a network hookup, and that is literally all of the outputs from this thing.
Got it. The Rodecaster Pro 2 uses combo XLR TRS ports that connect both inputs and outputs. The main outputs are the left and right 1/4-inch jacks you're seeing. You can use those to send audio to the X32 by connecting them to its line inputs. Make sure the X32 channels are set to line level. If you're not seeing obvious outputs, these 2 ports are likely the main outputs. Confidence level, 9 out of 10.
All right. For now. You know what? Maybe that's not a picture of an iPod now that I think about it. It's probably a picture of a speaker. It does look like a picture of a speaker. Yeah, okay. Wirehead points out that the Bluetooth has a bit of a delay issue. Yeah, that's why I'm skeptical of, especially for video production. We're gonna need, you know, no latency to synchronize sound and all that stuff. Okay, so let me see what I can grab for outputs. So we're not worried about stereo left-right separation just yet. We just want to go from 0 to 1. So I'm going to see if there's an unused input. All right, so this guy's labeled aux 6. We'll see if we actually see it. Can't be good. Let me get a little temporary stand to set this on. Oh, I'm getting crowded out on my own spot. Check, check. Oh. Check. So it's got the left and the right. Yeah, precariously balancing things. That's smart, right? So there's already a preset for aux 1, so I'll put it in there. Or aux 3 maybe. Okay, let me think this through. It's not immediately clear to me whether or not this is sending out. That's what I want to test. Although that's interesting. Tapping it seems to be showing up. All right, don't get distracted. How do I set the outputs on this? Outputs. Monitor. Set fixed output level. That seems right. Check. This guy's going into, it's labeled aux. How do I know? Like, what I want is for this to go and be an XLR, because I know that I could just replace a microphone that's known to be working. This ADHD Life asks, does the X32 have built-in compression settings? Yeah, but it doesn't have, it's not as good as the Aphex Big Bottom effect. It doesn't sound as good, and if it were me sitting behind the board at all times, I trust myself to learn all of that stuff, but what I'm trying to do is make it easy for anybody to pop in and sit here. So if this output, yeah, so we have activity. The Rodecaster, what I want is definite output so I know what to put it in. And what I don't want to do is a whole bunch of stupid adapters. Like, Let me just see what happens if I do. Yeah, so what I want is to go from this 1/4 inch and have it become an XLR. I think I have something for that. Hold on. Ugh, black. Driving me nuts. Nick with a C, I totally agree. They really should just have a normal input symbol. Output symbol. All right, just so it's clear, what I'm on the hunt for is I want a male XLR on one end and a male 1/4 inch on the other, because then this could just act as a microphone that just happens to be exactly perfect. Yep, so I guess I'll just look for that. Easy, right, guys? You know what? I know where one is. It's over in the show bags. So get ready to watch me run through 20-degree weather over to the soundstage. BRB. Also, I'm going to leave this door open so maybe the bird will fly out while I'm gone. If you guys see the bird fly out, let me know. You guys are on bird watch. That'll be important later. Okay. We're looking for 3 prongs. All right. Okay. Not ideal. Hey, my guy. All right, not ideal. I have a bazillion D adapters for the stage show because I never know what kind of venue I'm going to be at, what the sound will be set up. There's a little thing called the MacGyver bag that's kind of the most important gizmo of the bunch. And it was MIA because it has a female 1/4 inch to male XLR. Okay, absent that, what's another efficient way? Okay, we know for a fact that the headphone output works. So I don't love it, but I'm gonna plug into the headphone output just to get proof of concept. So I'm not dealing with the monitor, dealing with the headphones. So at this point, so we definitely have output. Let me move one camera over here so you guys can watch this. Okay, let me reset this because we got a little bit of a hiccup. And then let me find. Okay, let's get this guy a little bit further over. Okay, so here you guys can see, hopefully. We definitely have input happening here, and we could definitely hear it when it's on the mic, and we definitely know this guy is going to what is labeled as AUX1. I'll double check just to make sure. So now what we're bumping up against is we definitely have something. So we definitely have something going into what's labeled AUX1, and we have something labeled AUX1, but when we have known output going into it, it's not showing up here. So let's see if we just get lucky by changing scenes. You never know. So let's see what happens if. Just double confirm that this send is definitely sending. Yes, yes. Yep. Okay, so I 100% hear it coming out. So that is definitely the correct. And I guess I'll just keep plugging this guy in somewhere else till I find a home. Let me find a shorter or longer cable though. All right, so here's how I'll do the hunt. I've got this guy is a known working mic going into a XLR to 1/4 inch. Check, 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 check. You know what? I might have to take back that known good mic. Let me go back. Okay, this one's a known good mic. If we confirm that this is a good mic. Check, check, check. Okay, so we have 2 known good mics. This guy, we have a questionable wire. I'll just try plugging it in. See if I can find what was used for a instrument input, because I know we have some of those. Yeah, okay. So the X32 really wants well, here, let me actually plug this in. One higher than that. Oh, signs of life. Check, 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 check. Okay. Test. Okay. Check 1, 2, test, test. Say what? Test, test. Check, check, check. So what we want is we want this guy. There we go. This is the proxy mic that's going to represent the final Rodecaster 2. But now I'm talking into both mics, which is screwing it up. So I got to mute this one. Tell me if you guys hear this at all. I'm gonna assume that was a negative. Yeah, okay. So it actually shows up in the EQ on the X32. So curious. Look at that. You could see, here, I'll show you. You watch this guy right here. I don't know if you guys could see that. It sees that something is showing up, but it doesn't want to share it with the rest of the class. This is actually maybe good anyway because I have to set this up for today's shoot anyway. This is why I don't want to break too many things, because some of this we need to be functioning for today's shoot. And I just now realized that we're probably going to run out of time here shortly. It's a bummer. I'd hope to make more progress, but since our goal is to learn, that's not a disaster. Oh, Jack. Oh my God. Please tell me I'm not. Yep, I am. I'm working with a, whoa, that's messed up audio. Hey, I'm working with a Behringer X32 board, trying to get a 1/4-inch input. I have it plugged into what's labeled as aux1, and how do I don't see any of the faders reacting to any input on it. Is that something that needs to be added to my current configuration?
To get the 1/4-inch input working on your Behringer X32, check the routing and configuration. First, make sure the aux-in remap is set correctly in the routing menu to use aux1. Then check if the signal is assigned to a channel strip or routed to a bus, and ensure the fader is up. If you still don't see input activity, verify the preamp settings and input gain. Truth confidence, 9 out of 10.
You mentioned the routing menu. Walk me through how to find that.
Sure. To access the routing menu on your X32, press the routing button on the right side of the console. Once there, navigate to the Home tab to adjust the aux-in remap settings. You can then assign aux1 to a channel by going to the Input tab and selecting the appropriate source. Truth confidence, 10 out of 10.
There isn't a main tab labeled Home. It says block. There's Input, AES, A, B, card, XLR, out, aux. I did just find aux out 1. But I want aux input 1. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. I might be in the right spot. Tell me.
No worries, you're close. If you're looking for the aux input, you should navigate to the Input tab. From there, you can set the source for each channel. To use aux-in1, you'll need to assign it to a channel in this menu. This will let you control it with a fader. Truth confidence, 10 out of 10.
Check. Okay. We're back, right? Okay, there we go. Oh wait, you just got you got something. Now we're back to something less good. Zoe brings bacon. You were hearing something? So did I have it? It was showing up correctly? That'd be amazing. Okay, let's call this right now we're doing the total default thing. So default thing is the way it's always been. So default thing, give me a quality setting. I know I was muted for the last few minutes. I did learn enough to figure out how to see the inputs, but I don't think it made it to the bus. So okay, this is default pass setup. Just remember that. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. You're gonna hear maybe something. We'll see. At this point, I can no longer narrate and do the thing. Okay, quick update. Here's what I got. It's the board, the X32 is receiving. However, this input is not mapped to any of the buses. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to see if I can. Well, first of all, here's a quick test. We can figure out which one of these is sending to vMix. What about this one? It's not this one. So mixed desk is not, bus 3 mixed desk is not sending to that. This is the one I think it is, 2PC Skype. And that confirms it. So what I want to do is I want to alter bus 5 and 6. So if I select, yeah, okay. I'm going to select to PC Skype. And then what I want to do is I want to add, hey, now we're getting close. All right, so we can bring back in HR or our customer service. Hey, I want to add a input to an existing bus on my Behringer X32. I'm currently in the menu and I've selected the appropriate bus. How do I select an input to add it to this bus? I'm in the tab Mix Bus.
To add an input to a bus on your Behringer X32, follow these steps. First, select the bus you want to route inputs to by pressing the corresponding bus button. Press the View button in the Sends on Faders section. Use the Select button for the channel.
Hold on. What is the Sends on Faders section?
The Sends on Faders section on the X32 allows you to control how much of each channel is sent to a specific bus using the faders. When you enable it, the faders control the send levels to the selected bus instead of the main mix.
I hear you. But can I send you a photo of where I'm at, and will that be helpful?
Sure, feel free to send the photo. It might help me give you more precise guidance.
Oh, you know what? Here, you are currently seeing video. As you can see from the menu, I am currently, this is a known good mic, mic number 5. And what I want to do is I want to add auxiliary input 1.
Got it. To add auxiliary input 1 to the bus, do the following. Press the routing button on the X32. Navigate to the aux in remap section using the screen controls. Assign aux in 1 to the appropriate channel if not already done. Then go back to the home screen and press the Sends on Fader button. Select the bus you want to send aux in 1 to, then adjust the fader for that channel.
Okay, hold on. Here, take a look at this menu that I'm in. And is this the right menu?
Yes, that's the correct menu. Now, to add auxiliary input 1 to the bus, select the channel for aux in 1, press the Sends on Fader button.
How do I do that? How do I select the channel for aux in 1?
To select the channel for aux in 1, press the View button under the aux in section. 2. Navigate to aux in 1 using the channel.
Sorry, where is the View button under aux in?
The View button is located near the aux in section on the left side of the console, typically above the faders. Pressing it brings up detailed settings for the
Okay,
auxiliary inputs on the screen.
do you see it here?
Yes, I see the View button just above the faders. It's to the right of the screen, next to the Sends on Fader section. You can press that to adjust the auxiliary input settings.
Okay, I'm still not seeing it. There we go. I see the screen, and to the left I see USB recorder. I see main bus. I see bus sends. Is it there in the screen right now?
Yes, it's right near the bus sends section. Look for the small button labeled View in that area.
Okay, I just pressed it.
Great. Now you'll see the settings for the bus on the screen. Use the channel select buttons to choose aux in 1 and adjust its level with the fader. That should route aux in 1 to your bus. Is correct. To distinguish the inputs, you might need to check the labeling on the physical inputs or assign custom names.
Well, okay, but understand on sends right here, I'm only seeing like it doesn't say, these are all unlabeled. Hold on. Son of a biscuit. See, we do have some input somewhere. That was the music. I'm dumb. Okay, so we're getting closer. We know we have input from this guy, and it's going in. I feel like all of this would be a lot less complicated if you just had a simple XLR out. I'm not pointing fingers at you, Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm just saying that would make a lot of sense. Would be real easy than having me map this beeswax. So also, all of this would be considerably easier if I wasn't also trying to narrate it and keep the stream alive. However, we went into this with a clear mind, knowing we wanted to play on hard mode. And by God, we are going to play on hard mode. Just to verify, check 1, 2. There's barely a signal on there, even though I have the gain cranked, cranked.
Okay. Question. Did it work? Can you hear this? Because if you can, that means, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is there static as well? So it is quiet, but it is here. Excellent. So this is at default. Let me go to this. Oh, my friends, I do believe we may have unlocked something beautiful. So I'm going to try taking this out of the headphone input and put it in the monitor.
Auto-mute monitor output controls whether the monitor output mutes when microphones are active to avoid feedback. Fixed output level sets a constant volume level for the monitor output. To ensure the monitor output is on, check that auto-mute is set according to your preference.
Okay. Okay, so how about now? So you are able to hear me now at this point, although it does look like the inputs are very, very low. I guess I could crank crank the gain in the X32. Check 1, 2, test 1, 2, 3. Test. I prefer Chatty G. I don't like Chad. I like Chatty G. Chatty, because it is chatty. Talks too much. Welcome to my stand-up comedy special. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Brian Brushwood, and today we're learning how to get proper big bottom compression. I have yet to enable anything on this Rodecaster Pro, but what I do want to do is find out whether or not I can hear my own voice. Check 1, 2. Okay, so it's not sending. I am learning how to do a bunch of stuff, and I will save this. So, scroll to these. And if I select, okay. Okay, hold on. So this does sound okay, question mark. I guess I can adjust the gain even more, but at this point the gain is cranked totally full. What that suggests to me, well, it says here it's doing fixed output level to line output to the monitor. So this is line input it's receiving. So it seems like whatever I'm doing on my end should be done on the X32 board. Okay, so if this sounds all right, and I'm going to do a little bit of shouting, and we're going to see if I can get it to clip. Hey! Real loud talking! And then I'm going to whisper. The question is, could you hear both the shouting and the whispering? Oh, you know what? There is, I wonder if there's a gate set up on this one. So I have gain cranked. There is no gate set up, which I bet you don't do gates on auxiliary inputs. The shouting did blew it out. So the shouting, it started to crackle because that's interesting. So that means it must have crackled all the way back to the Rodecaster Pro 2. No clipping. Glenn, we're not using OBS, we're using vMix, but essentially just it's probably easiest to just think of it as the same way. I would love to hear myself in the monitors, but now that may be asking a bit too much. But what I can do is I can go back to, I could do this monitor for just the speakers. There we go. So I'm going to plug this in. Now in one ear, I can hear my own voice. Oh, yeah. Seems like it is kind of a little bit of a deep bass. And then, you know what I can do, since I know where this guy plugs in, I can now officially stop using handheld mics, but instead we can at least switch to this guy and see if it continues. All right. Hello. 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 How does it... Oh, it's a buzz? Do we hear a buzz? Or do we hear me? Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. That's rude of me. Check one. Oh. That in-ear monitor. You hear me and a buzz. Okay, so let's see if the buzz goes away. What I do? This is buzz on and test buzz off 1. And hopefully, or we'll see if it's me and the buzz. Okay, so what that means is the buzz is coming along for the ride on auxiliary 2, which would make sense if this 1/4-inch cable was carrying some dirty noise, some dirty signal along with it. So what I would want to do is take the monitor output and crank it a bit. You know what I could do? I don't love this, but I'm going to try putting this into a headphone jack and see what happens if I crank the output up here. Test. Check 1 2, test 1 2 3. So now I'm sending a lot more stuff out. And then what I think that means I could do is I could reduce the gain over here. There we go. Test 1 2, check 1 2 3. Yeah, back in the day these were good headphones, but now only one side of them works. So unfortunately, kind of garbage. Okay, so what we want to do is we're on the hunt for the buzz. Louder with buzz. The gain lowered the buzz. When I lowered the gain, the buzz lowered as well. The buzz is quieter. Great. So let me reduce the gain and I'll increase the output here. All right. So what we're doing is, again, kind of a medium solution. Don't love it, but I'll take it as a baby step. Because, again, remember, keep our eyes on the real prize, which is getting a mental map of everything so that we're able to recreate everything on the fly, knowing exactly what we're doing and and why. So, weirdly, this is part of the reason that, success gurus encourage you to not count things as success as failure, but instead just look at everything as data, because that's the way a detached scientist would do in order to get the intended output. So, unfortunately, I guess you guys are just going to have to go by memory whether or not I sound better. But now, first of all, where are we at on the buzz? I'll be quiet for a second. You guys can tell me whether or not you hear the buzz. Okay, so it is still there. There is still a buzz. This is me turning the gain way, way down. And then I'm going to turn the output from the Rodecaster. How do we like this? Give me a buzz rating. Because we definitely want to get to a place where there's no buzz. And you know what I could do is I can now swap cables. Again, we're doing headphones. Don't love it. But I could try a different cable, and we could test different quality of cables. Give me 1 second. All right, so at this point, we're going to try swapping out for a better insulated cable. And because we're using headphone inputs, even though I don't love headphone inputs because it's another chaos level, it will give us the opportunity to run 2 of them side by side so I can double confirm that I learned how to do the auxiliary stuff correctly by just doing it all again in auxiliary 3. And so we'll have different tests. So we got slot 1 and slot 2 full. We'll go with slot 3. All right, so this is slot 2 turned up. You guys should be hearing the buzz. Oh, I got a question. So this is Brian plus buzz, correct? Thumbs up if Brian plus buzz is happening right now. I'm going to confirm that the buzz is... Okay, so I'm going to turn this all the way down, and then you tell me there should be no Brian, but you should still hear the buzz, right? How about now? We got no Brian, or very, very low Brian, it looks like. But the question is, did the buzz stay the same? So the question we're looking for is, did the buzz stay the same, regardless of whether Brian went up or down? Excellent. So if the buzz stayed the same, now we have isolated it to that particular guy. And one more time, I'm going to mute this. Tell me if the buzz goes away. So hopefully both Brian and the buzz went away. Okay, so now I'm going to see if this different cable for auxiliary 3 worked. Oh, man, I hate to say it, but I may have to go through it all again to make sure it gets locked in my mind. So we did it with aux 2, but now I don't see where... Ah, there we go. There we go. That's right. Test, test, test. This is coming in through aux 1. Ah. Okay, so I am still here. So what I want is this guy. So you guys are hearing the buzzy one. I want to bring, okay, it should be roughly the same, aux 3 to the party, which means I need to figure out where the party was. So, mix bus. These guys are only showing me what's going on. Channel. These guys are just showing me what's going on. Aux 3. In, out. Auto mix is a feature that lets you control many things. Well, that's great to know. What I want is to go back and find that menu that I was at before. No. Nope. Oh, this is all meters. That's not going to affect anything. Routing is where we want to be. And now I'm learning what the routing neighborhood looks like and what it's for. So I'm going to select aux output, but I want the input, but that's fine. I don't know if I just screwed a whole bunch of stuff up or not. I don't think I did. All right. You know what? I could hold off on chasing down this buzz because ultimately, if we suspect it's the cable, I could just swap the cable. I'll do that. Nah, it's not. I'm not in love with it, but it progresses our story. Okay, so I assume I'm here, and the question is the buzz still here? I'm going to guess that the buzz is here, but you never know. That'd be neat if it wasn't. So buzz is here, and buzz goes away in 3, 2, and now the buzz is back, correct? You know what? I guess just let me confirm. Yeah, no buzz and no Brian. Okay, so there's something about using the mic, the headphones. So let me try. Okay, now that we have this much confirmed, let me see what happens if I try the monitors again. All right, we just got more data. That buzz comes in no matter what this guy is plugged into. So it's definitely a ground loop feedback at the hardware level. So give me just 1 second. So oftentimes when you get that ground loop feedback hum, what you got two different things on two different power sources. So let me see if I can get this Rode plugged in to the same conditioned source as the X32. Is there a buzz now? Oh, wait, I guess everything's going. Did you guys hear the buzz the entire time? Let me try unplugging this and see if the buzz goes away. Yeah, all right. So what that implies is this guy's going to have buzz no matter what. If the buzz is happening right now, then that means it's not the power source, because these two are now on the same power source. So I might have to set this guy up as its own. I might have to connect it just via USB. It'll sound great for you guys if I just connect it by USB, but that robs me of a bunch of flexibility down the road for like live events and that kind of stuff. But right now, yeah, we do have buzz, just to confirm. Just say bee's knees if we're still hearing buzz. Okay, all right. All right, well, at the very least, now that we have aux in the mix, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to library. Let me go to scenes view. I'm going to go to scenes, and I'm going to save a new one. I'm going to save to scene 9, and I'm going to put, I'm just going to say road. Okay, so at least we have this one. I can go back to my other presets, and at the very least, I could just move the thing to the thing. Let me try. Let me see if I can get this reel-to-reel working, because that's going to have to happen for today's shoot anyway. So let me take cam number 1. I'll just spin her around. Ah! We lost them. See if it's coming online. Yeah, I flew too close to the sun on that one. Let's. Okay. Try one other thing. Hey, girl. I'm learning how to chase down a ground loop feedback and learning the troubles of trying to have everything go through a Rodecaster Pro 2 before it goes into a Behringer X32, as one does. But for now, I need to check and see if this new setup will at least allow me to. Actually, I could hold off on that. I have. Bonnie just walked in. Bonnie just walked in, and she's like, "You already went down 5 paths, and you haven't even gotten one done yet." I'm like, "No, that's correct. That's the thing you said is what is happening. Yes." But it's been good because, well, now I just got to find that cache of adapters. I know. I did just do it again. That's the nature of building things in systems, is you got to do it that way.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll tell you what. We can at least do this, and then we'll wrap up the live stream, and then I'll prep for our shoot. At the very least, I'm told that this has effect. Well, first of all, I wonder what happens if I do this. Did anything play just then? I didn't hear anything. I don't know if applause is happening or not. I don't think it is. Okay, so when I unplugged it, the buzz went away. All right, we'll fuss over quality once I get to a place where. Oh wait, I don't know why I forgot. I can monitor on this device. There we go. Yeah, okay. These don't make. This is stupid. This is silly. Why are these guys not in here? Aha. Aha. Check. Okay. And then these guys should do things, but they don't seem to be. Seems like on the mix, I should. Oh, it's muted because I hit the mute button. Muted. Now it's not muted. Yo, gather round. Everybody. Gotta go downtown. It's bed music. That's right. And we just are playing like Who Loves Corporate America? It doesn't matter my mic technique. I can just talk. How neat. And the fader will go up and down. This thing is made. Look at this. I just cranked it all the way to 12 and nothing could peak. No peaking, even though I had it turned up to the max. And then I turned it down. This thing is really foolproof. Wow. Did you guys enjoy that Solus corporate music? Oh, wait. It's not going to let me hit it multiple times? That's not fun. I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, seriously, you guys. Ah, there we go. How come we're used to the air horn being hit a whole bunch? but we don't associate that with a record scratch. These are pretty useful, not gonna lie. Okay, maybe not.
Check. Oh, damn. Oh, what have we done? Oh, I've done a terrible thing. I'm so sorry. The morning radio DJ effect is in. There ought to be a phrase for this.
Okay.
Hello. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, all right. All this is exactly what you'd expect.
It's a real. Wait, what's the difference? Oh. We're the same guy. This guy and me. I just live in a dungeon. Yeah, I know. Get out of my apartment, Doug. I bring the dungeon with me. Wherever that wet, drippy echo is, I'll be there. Stopping with the Tom Joad, Grapes of Wrath stuff. Doug, get out of here. I'll leave when I feel like it. Oh, wait, my dungeon is drying up. Come on, Squeaks a lot.
You got it, boss. Tech Black Conversion Torque 214-77419.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, you can actually handle the ducking on there, and then you could go on a terrible racist rant. And another thing about the... See, curse words used to be, everyone was afraid to say them. Now we're all afraid to say racist things. It's probably great. That's progress.
And there's other things that I'm sure I can download and install. Yeah, give me more effects. I want more effects. Where are my effects? All right, I'll tell you what. Let me figure out how to get rid of that buzz, that hum, and I'll come back with effects, and we'll see how that does. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Wait.
Check. Oh, okay. So it doesn't really matter what I do. It just kind of. Oh, that's interesting. Aha! So you tell me. Hopefully, I'm still pitched up, but I don't have to hear that squeaky voice. But now I do. I do have to hear the. It's hard to talk when you hear that squeaky voice. But if you get rid of that, you can talk really fast. It doesn't matter. But now we're back. Oh, where's Doug?
I never left. All right.
And all right. I'm always infatuated with how tools shape the way people use it. Like the mere fact that this is the default things that show up, kind of I'm certain have shaped certain bits of entry level content. Oh, the ducking! I hit the ducking threshold. Check 1, 2, 2. Did you hear that? So I'm going to whisper consistently, but you won't hear it until it crosses that threshold. That's that ducking threshold. So this is ducking on. Check. This is check. You could hear it the whole time, but you could definitely, or at least I could see it on the Viz that it crosses an amplification threshold. Like, there you go, check. Yeah, that part where it gets totally loud, that's the threshold. Yeah, that's good though. That's good that has got that. And then I think I'm muting that now. Test. Yeah, I think the ducking is less. It's got a little QR code here I can find out. Apparently nothing is what I can find out. Yeah, so you can kind of hear it's fading in and out depending on, because of my mumbly voice right now. But what I really want is to add a new effect. I guess at this point I can roll the dice. What's that? Yeah. That is a very high-end counterfeit, which makes it better, right? Like, I mean, in my book, a friend of mine gave me a counterfeit Rolex, and it is a top-quality counterfeit Rolex, which is the best of all worlds. He said that it'll fool a jeweler at a casual glance. All right, so let's do... I don't want the faders. Boy, this really does just have it massively simple. What if I want to change my EQ presets and all that stuff? That was the whole reason I bought this dang thing. You know what I might do? Well, yeah, you can hear that ducking coming in and out, right? I think that's what's going on. Okay. Outputs routing. Okay. Processing. Here we are. Okay, now we're talking. Give me some presets. I don't want output delay. Master compeller. The master compeller.
Threshold, attack, release, gain. Check, check, check. Oh, this is everything deactivated. This is everything activated. Okay, so Trinidad and the Big Mississippi and the town Honolulu and the Lake Titicaca. The Popocatépetl is not in Canada, rather in Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. Canada, Monaco, Remedy, Bremacy, yes. All right, this is with the thing turned on. Bebop, bebop, TTT, bebop, bebop, TTT, bebop, bebop, TTT, sop. Aluminum, linoleum, aluminum, linoleum, aluminum, linoleum. Toy boat, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, so I don't know what the threshold is, but remember it's at 19.8 because I'm going to mess it up. Now the threshold's all over the place, I guess. I don't know. Now the threshold's really low. Aha! So whatever this is, I adjusted the threshold really low. And now we're back at 19.8. So let's go to the attack. I'm on the attack. I have no attack. Probably should have figured out what number it was before I adjusted it. Aha, release and gain. These are familiar old friends. Okay. All right. Well, at this point, now I got to learn tutorial stuff. I got about 30 minutes, and we're supposed to start shooting an episode. So next up, we're going to learn about compressor settings after I come back having conquered that hum. In the meantime, you guys have been very, very patient this go-around. I promise to have better content for you next time. Bye-bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye.